All right, fixing my camera here, and then we will get started. All right, welcome in, y'all. Game 2 for the Bulls since the trade deadline, and we got to see all the new players play, or I guess technically we did, but somehow Leonard Miller was not allowed to play in the rotation today, which I'm just like, okay, well, Billy Donovan's at it yet again. But Bulls are in this one, but luckily, and I truly mean this luckily, because like there's honestly no reason for the Bulls to be winning games right now. Horrendous fourth quarter, and the Nuggets absolutely pulled away. But I mean, it was honestly like bad overall when Jokic was just playing. Like Jokic was a plus 36 in this game. So Jokic, whenever Jokic was on the floor, the Bulls were getting pretty wrecked. When Jokic was off the floor, though, the Bulls were making some serious runs, and so give him some credit for at least putting up some performances here. I do give a lot of these like new guys a lot of credit. I do think that it's nice to see them. You know, they're embracing this style of play. They're coming in, they're playing fast. They're passing it overall pretty well. They've had 25 assists and 28 assists in their 2 games so far. So that is nice to see. But the coaching decisions are just absolutely awful right now for this team's future. So we will be addressing that in today's stream. And as I'm pretty overall upset without Billy Donovan handling the minutes tonight. Montes Buzelis continued his good run. I've been very pleased with Buzelis' play recently. 21 points on 13 shots, like 7 of 13 shooting, 8 rebounds, like very solid from him. Hopefully we can continue to see that from Buzelis. My only big concern though right now is that because there's just a shit ton of guards, all of them seem to be like they're going to be taking shots. Namely Simons and Sexton specifically. These 2 guys got up some looks that are just like, okay, well, with Simons, I understand that this man is just like a quick trigger from 3-point range, and that's what he does. I mean, we talked about this in the last stream. Sexton kind of like shocked me with how aggressive he was today. So there's that. I do think that Donovan's gonna have to like not play those guys as many minutes because we just can't have these guys getting in the way of development for Ivy specifically. Like I think Ivy kind of just like got relegated to not having as many opportunities with the ball today, which is just so weird. But also to make sure that Buzelis gets his fair share of shots. The fact that I see Buzelis on my screen right now, I see Montes Buzelis has the same amount of shots as Guerschon Yabusele. That is a problem. I'm sorry. That is a straight up issue. I cannot have that happen in these games. That is a straight up problem for the Bulls moving forward. I don't care if Buzelis, you know, if he ends up like shooting like 1 for 17 or whatever. He needs the ball. I don't care about Guerschon Yabusele at this point. You know, he's come in and hit some threes, which is cool, I guess, but Bulls fans are all of a sudden talking about how much they love this guy, but he ended up shooting 30.8% from the field today and got 2 rebounds as a starting center. So I don't know what it is about Bulls fans and how much they just like suddenly just have a bigger like love for these new players when they're like not really that impactful, and they're also just not that important. I have people like, you know, talking to me about how much they love Nick Richards and everything, and I'm just like, I mean, look, I appreciate Nick Richards' effort, but he's not part of this Bulls future, man. I don't really care how he plays because like he's just not part of this Bulls team's future, and I'm pissed off that the Bulls traded a 22-year-old for a 28-year-old. So I understand that these guys, it's just like, it's a whole kind of just like, all right, we're just kind of slapping it all together, putting tape around it. Like, we hope it kind of works out. We're just kind of going out there and just playing some pickup ball, and we hope it kind of works. I understand that there's that part, but I'm also very much aware that Billy Donovan has the ability to make sure that Anthony Simons does not play more than Montes Buzelis in any given night. The fact that I see that Buzelis had less minutes than Anthony Simons is a big issue to me. I also was pretty pissed off at Donovan because he decided to basically close this game with Simons and Sexton on the floor over Jaden Ivey and Rob Dillingham. Dillingham and Ivey need to play the most out of all the guards right now. Okay, like it's Dillingham and Ivy have to play the most. They're the youngest guys of the bunch. You have to play those guys over Simons and Sexton. As good as Simons and Sexton are, I understand that they're actually like good players. They're just not all-stars, and they're not gonna be like suddenly like becoming something spectacular in their time here. I need to make sure that I get a good look at Jaden Ivey to make sure how much I'm gonna pay him this upcoming offseason, and what are we gonna do with Dillingham? Like he's actually on like a multi-year contract, so like I got to see this man play. So I'm overall I'm pretty pissed off with just how Donovan just kind of he completely fucked over the rotations today. Again, wins don't matter at all right now. Winning should not matter at all. The Bulls were in this game. They were leading at halftime. They went into the fourth quarter up by 7, and good job. You had a horrendous quarter to make sure you lost this game that you should be losing. But I'm pretty pissed off at Donovan today. I think he could have done a lot better. There needs to be a very clear kind of pecking order, I think, in Donovan's head. Not saying it to the player specifically, but just in Donovan's head of like, okay, who do we need to prioritize moving forward? Who needs to get some on-ball opportunities so he can control what plays are called? And we'll move on after that. But it's just, I was very much displeased with how Donovan was doing the rotations today. This is my biggest fear. I will also just say this: I hope Josh Giddey's out for the rest of the season, because I honestly am very concerned that Dillingham will not be playing at all if Giddey returns, because it was already a shit show today. I mean, Donovan was playing 3 guards. Like he even had a lineup out there. It was 3 guards and then Isaac Okoro at the 4, and then Gershon Yabusele at center. So it was just a shit show of a lineup. But I was like, okay, like he's already like forcing this 3 guard like lineups already in our faces, and it's like, okay, I mean, my main concern of it is just all these guys need the ball. Like all these guys need these opportunities to have the ball in their hands, and when you have 3 guards out there, like one of those guards is definitely not going to be having the ball in their hands as much, and you're also then putting them like out of position. So specifically when it comes to like when you do play Dillingham with like 2 other guards, it's like it puts him in a rough spot, and like he didn't really perform that well in that fourth quarter because he has to guard guys like Bruce Brown or whatever just to try to make sure he doesn't get like offensive rebounds. But it's like putting him in like a rough spot. So I'm already just like hella concerned right now, because if Giddey comes back, like, I mean, there was already, in my opinion, like the way that Billy handled the minutes today, it was already rough. But then you add in then Giddey, who is like, he's been your starting point guard all season. Like he has to play. Like, I don't know. I'm very concerned. So very upset with just how the Bulls have handled this whole entire deadline and everything. And then the new acquisitions, like I think Billy Donovan could do a lot better with it. Make sure that you're prioritizing Buzelis, Ivy, and Dillingham right now, but we will not be getting that, of course, because it is the Billy Donovan tenure. Nikola Jokic put up another triple-double. He was just absolutely put on a masterclass with his passing tonight. Jamal Murray, I hope he's okay. He got injured in like some minutes that really weren't that important, I guess. And I hope it looked like a groin issue, so I hope he's okay. I hope it was just like a cramping thing, but yeah, the Nuggets can't lose Murray now because they just they were able to survive without Jokic, but then they just lost Peyton Watson, and they're getting some guys back. But then if they lose Jamal Murray, who's been an all-star this season, that's rough for them. So hope all those guys are okay. But Bulls defense was absolutely atrocious in this one, which is not shocking at all. Both these teams are just bad in general defensively, just in terms of the numbers, but the Bulls have 7 new players, obviously, so they're not going to the defensive schemes. They're not going to have the chemistry defensively, so not shocking at all. You see the Bulls really struggle defensively, and they put up 53s, which is I tweeted out in the middle of the game that I think that we're going to be seeing this team like basically average like 53s a game for the rest of the season. So I'm going to be very interested to see just like. I hope Donovan comes to his senses, because it's just like I can't like, I mean, Ivy and Sexton like weren't even having like the best games tonight. Like it was like not the most efficient from them, and yet he still decided to just play Simons and Sexton over Ivy and Dillingham. Like I don't understand that at all. Dillingham was arguably like the best guard tonight. Like he was actually at one point like a major plus, like a major positive in the plus minus, and he was doing well. So I don't know, man. I'm concerned about how the rest of the season's gonna go. I understand that now you only have 28 games left remaining, but holy shit, man, we're gonna have to really make sure that Donovan is actually like come to his senses at this point. So that's my spiel to start the stream. I do want to say I do apologize. It's been a kind of a rough day for me, so I do apologize for my lack of energy, but we're gonna probably keep the stream pretty short tonight, just because, like, and it's a rough day. I have shit I gotta do after the stream anyway, and just, yeah, I don't have the energy really right now, so I do apologize for my lack of energy. This is my type of game: play hard the first 3 quarters and lose the game at the end. Yeah, as long as we're losing the game, like, you know, we're good. But again, I think that there is a much better way to go about the games, right? Like, you can lose the game, but you can also make sure that Buzelis, Dillingham, and Ivy get like the bulk of the minutes and get bulk of the opportunities. You can make sure that Gershon Yabusele isn't taking 13 shots, the same amount of shots that Matas Buzelis took tonight. That's ridiculous. Like that I was getting kind of pissed off at Gershon, just because, like, yeah, he hit some threes, but it's like there is some shots that I'm just like, man, like, I don't want you taking that at all. Like, he'll take like a fadeaway 14-footer. And I'm just like, okay, I don't need that right now. Like, that's just something I just don't need. We gotta do this remainder of the season. Yeah, the Bulls need to lose for the rest of the season. Hornets are officially above us. They've been on an absolute roll. They won again tonight. But yeah, keep losing. We're gonna hope that we get below some other teams, like also like out west, but also even the east. Like the Bucks have actually, I think, won some games recently. So they kept Giannis, so as long as Giannis is there, like it'd be a good thing if the Bulls can get below Giannis, or get below the Bucks here, and it's possible with Giannis now still there. So yeah, I'm overall you know, good job with the L. That's a big thumbs up from me. But I do think that there's a much better way to manage the minutes, manage the shot distribution, and make sure that you are truly prioritizing your future, because very clearly, I mean, like, this team is not winning anything, so like I don't really need to see how this team is. Like, you know, I don't need to see Simons and Sexton play a ton of minutes tonight. I just don't need to see that. I don't need Gershon Yabusele taking 13 shots, so like same amount as Matas Buzelis. I don't need to like learn if if Gershon Yabusele can, like, you know, make threes, or like actually, like, you know, be actually taking 13 shots and be efficient from the floor. Like, I don't need to know that. Like that's just a shit that I'm annoyed at right now, because I'm just like, man, like, this is a good time right now to really get some eyes and opportunities for Dillingham and Ivy right now, and I'm just like, okay, you didn't prioritize those two guys. And then Buzelis somehow got the same amount of shots as Yabusele, and like Isaac Okoro's taking 11 shots in 25 minutes. Like, I just, man, I'm really annoyed tonight with how it all happened. But look, I understand it's pickup basketball, so I'm gonna be critical of it like now, obviously. But I'm not gonna be as critical of it if this continues. Like, or sorry, let me rephrase that. So I'm gonna be critical of how, like, the Bulls are handling this right now. Like, I don't like how they're handling it. I'm also very much aware that it's kind of just like pickup ball right now, because all the new guys, like, they haven't had a practice. Like, they've just had some shoot arounds. Like, they don't know anything. They're just kind of out there playing, right? I'm gonna be extremely critical of it though after the All-Star break, and I see that Billy Donovan is still, you know, prioritizing Simons and Sexton and giving them a ton of minutes. Not prioritizing the younger guys and Dillingham, Ivy, and Buzelis, and the shot distribution is still garbage, and I'm seeing Yabusele taking like 15 shots a game. Like, if that's what's gonna end up happening post All-Star break, when they've had plenty of time to practice and learn the schemes and everything, then I'm gonna be even like the most critical ever. I'm giving some grace right now when I definitely shouldn't with this Bulls organization, and I definitely shouldn't with Billy Donovan, but it cannot continue moving forward. It just can't. Post All-Star break, shit better be figured out. Tonight is like, if this happens post All-Star break with what we saw tonight, I am absolutely gonna be so annoyed. Like, I'm truly gonna be telling people, like, there's no hope for this Bulls team's future. So, we should sign and trade everyone during the draft. They look pretty enticing. So unfortunately, sign and trades cannot happen during the draft. Sign and trades can only happen during free agency. The draft happens before free agency though, so that is not allowed. As much as I would love for that to be allowed, I would actually truly love that, but no, we are not allowed to sign and trade during the draft. Draft happens first, free agency happens second. So, I hope that's cleared up. People love energetic players. Yeah, I do think that, like, I did say on this stream that people are gonna love Sexton. I knew that, like, people are gonna fall in love with this guy, and the first thing I see when Sexton is, like, after he, like, checked in for like 3 minutes, like, I just see it all over my timeline. Like, there's like all these people loving Sexton's energy. I'm like, well, there it is. So I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people clamoring for Sexton to get a lot of minutes, which, look, again, I think Sexton's a good player. I just don't need to see him right now. Like, I just don't care about him. Yeah, so Sexton obviously was there. People are falling in love with Nick Richards because he offers something that the Bulls haven't had in like fucking a decade, which is an athletic center, an athletic lob threat that is not, you know, Montes Buzel, so like not a wing player, so like an actual like athletic lob threat that's a big man. The problem is, though, again, he's 28. So, like, I just don't care about him. Like, he hit a 3 today. I'm sure people are, like, going nuts about it, but I'm just like, okay, sure. Like, if Nick Richards continues to hit threes for the rest of his career, then, all right, I'll shut up. But that's his second made 3 of his fucking career. That's not going to continue. He doesn't usually take threes, okay? Like, I don't know why people are like, oh, my God. But, look, again, I appreciate these guys' effort. Like, I appreciate what Nick Richards did today, but I don't really care about him, unfortunately. You excited to have Ivy on the team? I am, like, in some sense excited. Like, I do look at Ivy in a high regard. I'm very much aware of how he's played this season. It's been, you know, like a pretty big fall for what he was before his injury. But he's shown me some things even in this game, and like in these 2 games here, that I'm like, oh, this is like really intriguing for me. First and foremost, his jump shot, like, it looks still pretty solid. Like, that's something that I'm pretty happy about. As like, yeah, we can use this jump shot moving forward. Like, even if Ivy doesn't get his explosiveness back, I think having that jump shot, whether it's off the pull up or in catch and shoot, like, that's gonna be extremely vital for him. I also do think that defensively, he has shown me some promise. Now, I'm very much aware in his time in Detroit, like, his defense wasn't much of anything, but with his 6'7" or at least 6'7" wingspan, we're not sure. It honestly looks bigger, but it's at least 6'7" wingspan, and like his overall strength is like pretty impressive to me for his size. So, yeah, like tonight wasn't much of a good game from him, but he only got 7 shots tonight. Like, I thought the Bulls kind of missed him a little bit in certain spots, but yeah, I'm overall, like, I'm really intrigued by him. I don't know if I'd say like fully excited, but there is some excitement about Ivy. He does really intrigue me a lot with his overall kind of build. And one thing that maybe we can discuss a little bit later about how Ivy might have to kind of adjust this game. Like, let's say Ivy doesn't get like that explosiveness that he had like fully back, but he has some. Like, I do expect more to come back as he gets farther away from the injury, but. Let's just say, for example, though, because like this also did kind of happen with Paul George, for example. Like, Paul George, when he had that injury, it's not the exact same, but it's very similar. But like, he lost some explosiveness. However, like, you know, we saw PG, like, he still got some of his explosiveness back after he came back. It took a little bit, but he got it back. Another player though that I do think we can kind of compare, like, how Ivy might have to start playing though. If he doesn't get like that full-out explosion back, is a player we saw tonight. That's Jamal Murray, because Murray had that torn ACL, and like he kind of had to adjust his game also a little bit. Where, you know, pre-ACL, like he was also like, you know, he had some like pretty nice explosion and able to finish around the cup a lot, and like, you know, there was like a lot of speed moments with him, and he's like gotten that back, especially like a good portion of it back, I should say, for like this season. But the biggest thing with Murray in these like past couple of years that I've really heavily noticed with him, and if you can even go look at the numbers, but like he has truly become like an elite shooter. And I'm specifically talking about like pull-up shooting. Like, you're seeing him, like, his value a lot right now is just the fact that he can like pull up on a dime, and, you know, he can, you know, still create his own like kind of like shot like in the mid-range, or like pull up on a dime, or he comes off a little DHO and just pulls up immediately. Now I do think like as he's gotten further away from his injury, some of his explosiveness did come back, but I don't think it is what it was before. And now it's just going to happen with him also just due to age. But I think that might be someone that Ivy might need to kind of replicate, because his jump shot, honestly, like I'm talking about Ivy's jump shot, like it does look pretty solid. I like the quickness of the release, and it does seem like that he can get it off at like kind of any given moment. So I'm looking to see if maybe he can kind of replicate that. And like Murray has also kind of had to like kind of go a little bit towards strength also in his game, and Ivy, like, he very clearly has like a very good upper body. Like we've seen moments where he just kind of just like shoves guys, and it's just like, wow, like, you know, at his size I didn't expect that defender to kind of go flying, or like actually like get like a pretty massive bump. Like it was just like boom. And we saw today where on the like Ivy like bumped his defender. I don't know who it was, I think it was Cameron Johnson, but and then like Okoro cut to the basket and Ivy threw it to him and Okoro got the layup. Like that to me, like I'm like, okay, like these are tools for Ivy to use moving forward. Like that's gonna be the fun thing about him, is like, we'll obviously watch if he could get that explosiveness back, but I think he has like tools with his wingspan and his like physical strength to like still be effective, even if he doesn't get back that explosiveness that we saw pre-injury. It is gonna require him to get some of that burst back, for him to like take like that all-star leap, in my opinion, or if he even just have a chance of it. But if he can't do that, but still just be like a good shooter and, you know, be a little bit better defensively, especially off ball, like he could be impactful. I hope that's not the case though. Like obviously this is like a risk that you're taking to really hope Ivy like turns into an all-star, and I think it's a worthy risk. This game is kind of coaching malpractice. It's really bad for the future, right? Like Donovan was coaching to win this game, and like I understand that that's just how he's gonna do that, but like right now the future of this team is just so much more vital than like actually trying to win a game today. Again, I need to see Dillingham, Ivy, and those guys get those minutes, and also Buzelis get his opportunities. That's the most important thing right now. I don't really care about these other guys that are 26 or older right now. Again, good players like Simons and Sexton, they can definitely contribute to winning. Like they're winning players. Like I'm very much aware. But I just really don't care right now. They're not all-star caliber, so I'm not like too invested in, you know. They're tanking. You do realize they're trying to lose, right? Well, I mean, is tanking, if let's say for example right now, okay, like, and maybe the Bulls organization wants to tank, but let me explain to you why Billy Donovan wasn't tanking tonight. If Billy Donovan was tanking tonight, he would have played the younger guys more than Sexton and Simons. Okay? Right? Can we all agree that if Billy Donovan was truly tanking, that Simons and Sexton would not have played as many minutes as he did tonight? Correct? Can we all agree with that sort of sentiment? Simons had the most minutes out of everybody tonight. Okay? Sexton played the most minutes out of anybody off the bench tonight and nearly got started, like basically got starting level minutes. He played 28 minutes tonight. Okay? Like, if the Bulls are truly tanking, then, or let me see, if Billy Donovan was truly trying to tank, then those guys don't play as many minutes. Why? Because they're more established, they actually can contribute to some winning here, and they have like the three-point shot, and they're more proven that to help a team go ahead and win. Simons was the sixth man for the Boston Celtics this season, a Celtics team that does not have Jason Tatum. Okay? So Simons can definitely help you win, especially if he's knocking down his three-point shot. He is very much going to help you win games. Okay? Sexton is also a guy that was like the sixth man for like the Charlotte Hornets, and like he can also help win. Like this is a 27-year-old that puts up some decent numbers, and he can help you win. But when I look at the box score, I see 21 minutes for Bob Dillingham, 28 minutes for Colin Sexton. Anthony Simons plays 32 minutes. Jaden Ivey plays 30. And in those minutes for Jaden Ivey, he wasn't even the main ball handler when I feel like he should be getting those opportunities. Because we have Sexton or Simons out there at all times, and they're handling the ball a lot. When I need to see Ivy get those opportunities. To me, especially with how Ivy's not really, shown too much this season, if the Bulls are truly tanking, he gets those opportunities more. So I'm still kind of pushing back on the fact that if it's like a true 100% tank, the Bulls organization might be truly trying to tank, and that's why they just didn't add any big man help, right? And they might just keep Giddey out for the rest of the season, which is good. Like, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. But Billy Donovan himself is not working with this tank. He's not, and he'll never do that. So for all the people that just want to believe that, like, oh no, like the Bulls are doing all the right decisions in the game to make sure that they lose these games and like develop the young players, Billy Donovan's not going to do that. And I fear for what's going to happen to Rob Dillingham if Giddey or Trey Jones comes back, because like for either one of those guys, right? I mean, obviously if Giddey comes back, he needs to play. But look, I love Trey Jones to death, but I need to see Rob Dillingham play over Trey Jones right now. Trey Jones will help you win games. Rob Dillingham, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. He might absolutely lose you games right now, but that's fine. I need to see him play, though. And still, I'm pretty annoyed right now with just how it looked tonight in terms of the minutes that are given to certain guards, the 3-guard lineups that don't need to be put out there. Buzelis taking the same amount of shots as Gershon Yabusele. Like, what the fuck are we doing? We lose the second round pick because Kobe Field is physical. Yep. Just when you thought the Kobe White trade couldn't get any worse, the Bulls lost another second round pick in that deal. Instead of getting 3 second round picks, we got 2 now because Kobe Whitefield is physical and is going to most likely be out until after the All-Star break. And so the Hornets had actually every right to rescind that trade. Like, if they wanted to rescind the trade, like, it could have actually happened. Instead, though, they amended it and they took away a second round pick. So that's why the Bulls lost a second round there. So just when he thought the Kobe White trade was absolute garbage, and it was, and that's their fault though, because they mishandled the asset that they had available to them, and they could have sold high last offseason or even last season, and they didn't do that. And so it was already a big, massive L, and then it got even worse. So I was so pissed off when I read that, because I was like, the Bulls played Kobe White in that Milwaukee game. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I said it like to people that like we should not be playing Kobe, and then I see him out there, and Ayo bangs his knee. I was like, I tweeted after the game, at least the Bulls got lucky that no one else got injured. Well, seemed like Kobe got injured in that game, and it lost to a second round pick in already a bad return. You lost even more. Like, come on. The Bulls have handled injuries so terribly all season long. Like, Kobe came back too early initially. That's why he got re-injured, and then he had to miss more time. And I even still think he came back too early then. But to then also play him in that Milwaukee game is just stupidity. Like, what the fuck are we doing? It cost you more than the White trade was already garbage, and it somehow got worse. Like, you didn't have to do that. And if Kobe truly got injured in that Milwaukee game, then oh my god, like this organization is truly just filled the top to bottom just from malpractice everywhere. It is so stupid from this organization. They're not taking because they traded for Yabusele and Richards. Law, they're bad. You're right. Like, also, that's also just a big notice of like, are they actually tanking? Well, if they were truly tanking, then Nick Richards isn't here, in my opinion. Ousmane Dieng is still here. So I don't know, man. I understand people want to believe it is. Even Joe Culley himself, who does not believe in this organization, actually called it a soft tank. So maybe I should believe that this is going to be a true tank. But I don't know. The way that the Bulls have kind of handled some of their players here, and the prioritizing Nick Richards over Ousmane Dieng is just like I don't know. I'm concerned. Simons and Sexton are kind of better than Kobe. Yeah, I did kind of talk about this in the last stream as well. Like, Sexton is like arguably like on par with Kobe. For what he's done in the last 3 seasons. Like, he's like basically been on par with Kobe. In terms of like a player. The problem is though is that he's 2 years older than him. Like, that's the reason why it's just like I don't really care too much about him, because it's just like, okay, like, I mean, if we were already thinking that Kobe wasn't gonna get any better, like, Sexton's also not gonna get any better. But yeah, I do think like Sexton is like truly like on par with Kobe White with like his level of play. Simons is like, I mean, I do think that he has the potential also to be better than Kobe White. It really does come, like, I have to kind of see him like a little bit more, obviously, but yeah, I mean, in his Portland days, I would argue that he was better. This season, obviously, it was a different role, so I have to kind of see him this year and kind of figure out how he's going to play. But I need more time with Simons to kind of determine that. But I I mean, that 3-point shot of his, though, is, like, truly more valuable than Kobe's 3-point shot, obviously. And he doesn't turn it over, at least for what I've seen so far, that, like, the way that Kobe does. So, I mean, Simon's defense is nothing. Like, he's not going to bring good defense at all. So, and we're seeing that in full scale, in these 2 games. But, and Kobe wasn't bringing that either. But, I mean, Simons could be better. Yeah. Did you already talk about the Kobe Mended trade? I just talked about that. Sorry, I saw that message. I have to keep up with the trade value for some of the players we were moving in the offseason. What do you mean by that? Sorry, that's weird syntax. Have to keep up with the trade value for some of the players we are moving in the offseason. Are you talking about the players under contract? Because, like, I feel like, honestly, almost all the players under contract for the Bulls, like, I mean, like, Jalen Smith and Trey Jones should be traded, but I don't think the Bulls are going to trade them. And so, yeah, we'll keep an eye on their value. In terms of all these other guys, though, like, for example, like Yabusele, Simon, Sexton, Richards, like, all these guys are on an expiring contract. So, even if you're able to agree to a sign and trade, you're not going to get much in return for them anyway. Now, you know, obviously getting something in return is better than getting nothing, but like the trade value of like a sign and trade is not as high because it's like that player basically chose to go there, and they're working with the team to try to get themselves there. So it's not going to be much a return in the end. It's tanking with style. I guess maybe. I hope so. I really hope it is a true tank because again, I don't care about this team winning games anymore at this point. They should just go all in for Chet Holmgren. I mean, I think a lot of teams should go all in for Chet Holmgren, honestly, but there is no way in hell the Bulls are getting him. Why would the Thunder do that? I mean, am I missing something? Like, is there like something like talks about like Holmgren wanting out? I'd be shocked. I mean, the Thunder are basically the dynasty of the league right now, so I'd be very shocked if some reason Sam Presti gives up Chet Holmgren for whatever freaking reason, but I think the Bulls can honestly offer their entire fucking trade package, which that's not worth it for Holmgren, who is not a superstar, but I feel like the Bulls could actually do that, and like they still wouldn't get Holmgren in return. Hey, Holmgren's an all-star this season, officially, so I feel like his value to the Thunder is just supremely a lot more. Also, just how bad J-Dub has looked this season for the Thunder, like I think Holmgren's value has suddenly like significantly rose for them. He's a big part of their defense, so yeah, I don't know how the Bulls would be able to do that. But yeah, I will say the Bulls should definitely be kind of scouring the market though, this offseason, and you know we talked about this a lot already, but like I wish Peyton Watson played today because I think it would have been a nice kind of like preview of like, okay, what maybe are the Bulls getting if they get him, right? But you know, and then you know during the offseason, it's not specifically gonna be Holmgren obviously because he's an all-star on the best team in the league right now. But you know, players that are like Holmgren's age, like for sure, you should be taking chances on those guys if you're able to, you know. Possibly you can get some more out of them in the end, and hopefully you don't have to give up too much. But you do have like Trey Jones and Jalen Smith as like win now players, so maybe you can kind of dangle them. And the team is looking good. I see potential, meaning we're still missing Josh and Jones. See, this is the reason why, like the person that like the 80s guy, 80 like he says that see Duncan, we're tanking. And then Zayover comes in and says, like, see, this team actually looks pretty solid. Like, this is the reason why I'm like, I don't think it's a tank. I really don't. I'm really concerned that it's not. And specifically Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan's definitely not tanking, but are the Bulls from front office hoping for a tank? I hope so. But they have the wrong coach at the helm for it. And I feel like if it was a tank, then Nick Richards isn't here right now. It's just so funny. It's so funny to me just seeing that in this chat alone. You have one person telling me like, "See, Duncan, you were wrong. It's an absolute tank." Zayover comes in, it's like, "This team's pretty solid. We don't even have Giddey and Jones back. Like, this team's pretty good." I'm like, okay, well, what are we? 500 still? That's exactly what we're doing, man. Now we don't need to tank because we already out of the plan. well, let's keep losing. We could get below the Bucks. That'd be good for this Bulls franchise moving forward. Like, I don't need to see this team win. This team's not winning anything this season. So let's keep losing. Let's get below the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's get a better overall odds for our lottery pick. Like, I don't see an issue with that at all. That's what we should be prioritizing, and we should not be prioritizing playing Simons in the most minutes out of everybody. Like, he might actually be the best player on the floor right now, but I don't need to see him. Right, like, he's not all-star caliber. I don't need to see him play. I need Ivy playing. I need Dillingham playing, and Buzelis to get a lot more shots than freaking Gershon Yabusele. So, that's what we should be doing. Are the Bulls going to actually do that, though? No. I think Uze over are going to be pretty pleased with what the Bulls are going to be doing. Because they're not, I don't think they're actually going to truly, like, try to tank. Or at least Billy Donovan isn't, right? Front office might want it, but Billy Donovan's not going to do it. So, you get to thank Billy Donovan for everything right now, because he's going to give you basically everything you want. But for me, I'm pretty pissed off. Like, tonight was already like, yikes, we're already kind of in a bad spot, I feel like. Three guard lineups everywhere. Simon's getting the most amount of minutes out of all the guards. We're playing Sexton over Dillingham. Like, what are we doing? Look, man, good players, but I don't need them here. I don't need them to be playing all these minutes. So, Bulls end up losing a game though that they should be losing. That's good. Continue losing. Yeah, if they truly, I mean, look, here's the thing. With the Bulls, like, with this current lineup and just with the lack of chemistry, you're going to be seeing a shit ton of threes go up every night. If the Bulls make their threes, there's a chance they win the game. Now, you could say that about almost every team. Like, you know, even a team that only shoots like 33 is like, well, if you make your threes, then you have a chance to win the game, right? However, I do think it's going to, like, be heavily relied upon. Like, this team is going to be very much dependent on three-point variance. And so we saw, like, you know, early on in the game, but then also like in that third quarter where like the three-point variance was like heavily in the Bulls' favor, and then the fourth quarter happened where they couldn't make a freaking shot, couldn't make a damn three, they were missing all their threes, and all of a sudden it's like an absolute avalanche on their head. But I mean, like, because they take 53s a game, and if you like, I mean, even tonight, like, the Bulls put up 120 points tonight, and they made 23s. Like, this is how they're gonna stay in games, is because they can just like make 23s. Like, if you're no, that's not even 40% from the field or from 3-point range, right? If you're shooting 53s or 51 threes and you make 20, that's 39%. So, like, it's like, yeah, it's so doable for the Bulls if they just are like, yeah, if we shoot 53s and make 20, like, we're shooting 40% from 3-point range, like, on 20 made threes. That makes up for a lot of things. That makes up for, you know, if you don't really have like much interior presence right now, or if your defense kind of sucks, like, that makes up for it. I don't want that to happen. I don't want this team to just kind of get some accidental wins here, but I'm gonna be, you know, seeing like a lot of threes go up, and if they make them, like we saw in that Toronto game as well. Like, that Toronto game was like the Bulls tied it in the third quarter at one point, and they were draining their threes that quarter, and then all of a sudden it died, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, the Bulls lead went away, and the Raptors are back up by double digits. So that's gonna be fun to watch. I'm sure the old heads for that are just stuck in like absolute 80s 90s basketball and never want to leave it, I'm sure they're absolutely like so pissed off with how the Bulls are gonna be playing for the rest of the season. Like, I'm sure they're absolutely livid, but get used to it. I think we should be getting ready for an absolute just a ton of just jacked up threes, just because it's like it's the easiest kind of shot to go to when you don't have any chemistry with the team. Like, just going and just shooting threes is like the most like easy kind of offensive game plan that you can have. So it'll be fun. All right, so I'm hoping for, like, first, again, I think Buzelis has played really well in these two games. Maybe not really well. He's played solid. I hope to see more of this from Buzelis. Continue, like, he's like putting up like these stat lines like pretty consistently recently, so I'm pretty happy with it. Continue getting him the ball. Should have had the ball more today. I mean, he's shooting really well from the field. Like, I don't understand why he didn't have the ball more. So, but yeah, I think Buzelis is like truly like recently like been really solid. Like, forget this game, we don't count this one. That was the fourth game in 5 nights. But like, we're seeing like some really solid play from him. I'm pretty happy with it. Consistently being a double-digit score and like 15 or more in a lot of the nights. Like, this is good. We're seeing the rebounds, like, it's also been like, some consistency with it. So I'm hoping that this just sort of continues for him. The 3-point shot also was, again, like, forget this game. We don't count this one for a lot of the players, but like you're seeing him, like, he's making threes in like every single game, right? And again, like, for all the people that are pissed off, if he shoots 10 threes but makes 4, like, that's 40% from 3-point range, right? Like, I hate when people get so upset at that sort of shot selection. And I'm like, if he's shooting 40%, or like in this game he shot 50%, like, you can't complain. Like, if a dude's gonna shoot 50% from 3-point range, then like I don't think you have any right to be upset. People are just like, well, we need to see like variance in his shot selection. I'm like, no, we don't. If he's making his 3-point shots for that game, he has a hot hand from 3-point range. Let him shoot. I don't care. Like, why are we like saying like, no, don't shoot threes even though you're making 50% of your threes? Like, Bulls fans are so weird, man. But yeah, I'm very happy with just seeing like all these threes made. Like, he's made so many threes in all these games. Like, this is good. The percentage for him for the season like isn't the best. Like, it's like 36%. It's been like hovering around there all season, but like that's good. I'm very happy with what he's done. Like, he's taking a good quantity, and he's making them in a lot of games. So yeah, I'm overall happy with that. So moving forward though, let's go ahead and look for ahead here for the Bulls' next game, which is the game against the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, fun! This is gonna be a fun game. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if the Bulls actually like pull this one out, because they actually have a pretty decent shot of like beating this Nets team. However, this Nets team has given them a lot of problems all season long. Now, granted, like more than half the team is gone at this point, so maybe this Nets team isn't gonna have as much success against this now Bulls team than the previous one before the trade deadline. But for some reason, Brooklyn Nets always just give the Bulls issues this season. It's very funny to watch because it's like Brooklyn. Like, they've had some like nice moments defensively. Like, I think it was December where like they had the best defense in the league or whatever. But I don't know why the Bulls like still just have like a big issue scoring against them. It's just kind of like been an issue all season long. Now in their last game, though, the Bulls were able to win against Brooklyn. However, though, when you look at these previous games, like in the first 2 L's against Brooklyn, not too great. 109 points in this one, and then in the other one, if I already scroll past it. That was this one. We only put up 103. So, very odd. But we'll see how the Bulls do in this one. I'm gonna hope we see MPJ just because I want to see Buzelis and MPJ actually go at it. I want to see Buzelis get some of those opportunities against Michael Porter Jr. And we'll see how he fares. Again, even if Buzelis fails defensively, but if you're still just like trying to give him those reps, it's good. It's only gonna help his development right now. So I hope that's gonna happen. Though Nets did beat the Wizards, so the Wizards won the tank battle tonight. So we'll see how this one's gonna go. But then we have that game here. This is gonna be Monday. So we're gonna have Monday against Brooklyn. So we're in Barclays. So 6:30 p.m. start time, which means that it's gonna be 9 p.m. Central post game. After that, we go back to Boston. We get to meet Nikola Vucevic. And we get to see an old friend, and I know that he had a good game in his first game for Boston, so good for him. We gotta get to face Boston again here, and I'm gonna assume that Boston's gonna win that one, because Boston lost to us last time they faced us, which was the Kevin Huerter 3-point shot, Derrick Rose night. Boston, I would be very shocked if they lost again, especially in TD Garden. I do not expect that to happen, but we will end up seeing. It'll be funny to watch Vooch. I think it'll be funny to watch how Vooch plays and see how motivated he is going to try to really wreck us in revenge. That'll be pretty funny to watch. So it'll be a Simon's revenge game, though, so maybe Simons can just like absolutely just tear him apart, and we end up accidentally winning, which would be very devastating. But after that, though, we have the All-Star break. So I won't lie, y'all. And just because of just how crazy this deadline's been, and just recent stuff, like, I am looking forward to this All-Star break, so we get like basically a week off from this team. This team frustrates the fuck out of me, so I need some time off to just kind of reset my mental and blood pressure when it comes to the, this Bulls organization. So I can't wait to actually get this break here. We see Buzelis play in the Rising Stars game, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Mac McClung also was just added to the Rising Stars game because they add in G League players. So McClung, so we're gonna have actually 2 guys in the Rising Stars game because McClung is on our 2-way contract now. So that'll be fun, I guess. And then I don't know, honestly, man. It feels like the world team just continues just to get absolutely wrecked. SGA's out until after the All-Star break. Jamal Murray just got injured tonight, and we'll see about his status. But Luka Doncic also injured his left leg. So I don't know. I'm like actually like really concerned for the world team now because they're just like dropping like flies. So I don't know how the All-Star break's gonna go. I'm not really that interested, but you know, we'll definitely be watching for sure. I'll give my thoughts when it does happen. But with that being said, it is Super Bowl tomorrow. So I hope everyone's gonna have a fun and safe night tomorrow. Don't think about the Bulls at all. We get to watch some football and hopefully enjoy it with some people. So hope everyone's gonna have a good night tomorrow. And again, be safe. Please be responsible with your actions. Please don't go ahead and go drinking and driving because you could absolutely kill others or kill yourself. So please do not go and do that. Just be smart and for everyone's sake, everyone's lives. But yeah, hopefully a lot of people are gonna have some fun tomorrow. I hope that everyone's gonna have a good night. And I don't know. I'm really hoping for the Seahawks just because I just don't want to see the Patriots win again. I feel like I've just grown up with the Patriots dominating and then somehow they're back without Tom Brady. So I'm choosing Seahawks personally. Don't shoot because we'll win if he does. If we win because Montes Buzelis like puts up like 35 points or whatever, I'm fine with that. I don't have an issue with that at all. But if we win because Anthony Simons like hit like 13 threes in a game, like okay. I have some issues, man. Yeah, that's basically how it's gonna go right now. But yeah, if Buzelis is like hitting every shot, like who cares? But Bulls fans are just so weird, man. Like Bulls fans will still complain. If Montes Buzelis like went like 11 for 11 from 3-point range in a game, Bulls fans would still complain about his shot selection. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't care what the hell you think. If someone's going 11 for 11 in from 3-point range in a game, then like you have no right to complain. Like, shut up, please. It's like very clearly he's making it all, so like it's not a bad shot. Yeah, people are weird, man. There's also a lot going on right now in like the whole Bulls podcasting space and like just content creators. There's a lot of shit going on. It's very annoying right now for me, but yeah, that is stuff for off stream basically right now. But that being said, though, thank you all for tuning into this post-game stream. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it shorter than usual just because I have a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, my energy's definitely not the best today, so I do apologize. But glad to see the new players play today. Thought we got some good stuff. I thought Dillingham also, like he actually was really impressing me with his passing today, so that was good to see. Yeah, we saw some good stuff from Ivy with his jump shooting and some off-ball defense, so that was good. And then obviously, you know, Buzelis was probably the best player tonight. So good notes, and then I've already said my bad notes in this stream. Billy Donovan still continues to suck as the head coach. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and send you guys off. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream. I appreciate all the support all season long. As I send you guys off, please, I want you to all, if you have not done so, please go ahead and check out my most recent article for On Top Sportsnet. Here's a link. I went ahead and graded every single trade acquisition the Bulls did at this deadline, so please go ahead and check that out. I graded and I'll give my full out analysis, so please go ahead and check it. There probably isn't going to be another video from me about the trade deadline because I think the timing has passed and I was not able to get one out, but I'll let you guys know if there is one. So yeah, so go ahead and check this out if you want to see any more analysis on my or my thoughts on like the most recent trades for the Bulls. A lot of info in here. It's basically like a 9-minute read pretty much, I think. So go ahead and scroll down to whatever trade you want to look at. They're all in the headers, so go ahead and check that out, please. I sincerely do appreciate it. Thank you guys for the support all season long. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support when it comes to the trade deadline stuff and all the content that we had for the trade deadline. There was a lot of stuff going on at this trade deadline. It was honestly more more insane than I thought it was actually going to be. So, a lot of Bulls moved on from some players, but there's definitely some bad decisions. I can't lie. There's some bad decisions. The deadline. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Page is clean. Are you saying that in terms of like you can't see it, or are you saying that in terms of like you're complimenting how it looks? Which one is it? Either way, though, if that link doesn't work for some reason, if it's like weird, you can still just go to ontapsportsnet.com. So I'll just post this in chat now. Like you just like go to this link, and then obviously scroll over to the Bulls section. So yeah, go ahead. If the first link didn't work to the article, just like go ahead and just type in ontapsportsnet. You'll find the page, and then go over to Bulls. So click on Bulls here, this little button, and then you can see my articles here. So, and then if you want to just click only my articles, you can click on my name, and here are all my articles for the season. So, go ahead and do that. If you want to go ahead and read stuff that I've written, I appreciate it, y'all. All right, out. Have a good night. Be safe. Be safe tomorrow, especially. Have some fun at the watching the Super Bowl, but again, please be safe. I'll see y'all Monday. All right. Peace. Bye.